talking about mental health and well-being, checking in on yourself and others. So, Paul, quick question before we start recording properly.
Uh-oh. That tone means it's not actually a quick question.
Fair. Okay, real talk. After 3 episodes about success, time management, and mistakes, how are you actually doing?
Ooh. Honestly, I say I'm fine about 400 times a day, and most of those times, I'm not really thinking about whether it's true.
See, that's so common. I'm fine might be the most automatic sentence in the English language.
It really is. It's like a reflex, not an actual answer.
Which is exactly why today's episode matters so much. Because there's a huge difference between just saying words and actually checking in with yourself or someone else.
And there's one specific question, better than how are you, that actually gets people to open up. We'll get to it.
I'm ready. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Emily.
And I'm Paul, a man who says I'm fine on autopilot.
If you've been following our mini-series, we've covered success, time management, and mistakes. And today feels like the natural next step.
Definitely. Because underneath all of that, the goals, the schedules, the recovering from setbacks, there's one thing that makes it all possible: your actual mental and emotional well-being.
Exactly. So today we're talking about mental health, how to check in on yourself honestly, and how to check in on others in a way that actually helps.
And of course, we'll teach you the natural English for all of it, because this is genuinely some of the most important vocabulary you'll ever learn.
Let's get into it. Okay, so be honest. When someone asks, "How are you?" do you actually answer honestly?
Almost never. It's basically become a greeting, not a real question, hasn't it?
It really has. Like in a lot of English-speaking cultures, "How are you?" is closer to hello than an actual invitation to talk about your feelings.
Right. And that's honestly kind of a problem, because sometimes people genuinely need someone to ask.
Totally. I think that's why so many people now use different phrases specifically to signal, "No, really, I mean it."
I actually think this became even more common after a lot of people started working from home. You lose those small, casual hallway check-ins with coworkers, so people had to get more intentional about asking.
That's such a good point. Without those little natural moments, checking in became something people had to actually plan and say on purpose.
Which honestly isn't a bad thing. It just means the words we choose matter even more now.
Let's do it. So let's start with the basics. If you want to genuinely ask someone how they're doing, not just as a greeting, what would you say? A great one is, "No, but how are you really doing?" Adding "really" signals you actually want an honest answer. Love that. Or you could say, "Is everything okay? You seem a little off today," which shows you noticed something specific. "Seem a little off" is such a useful phrase. It means someone doesn't seem like their normal self without guessing exactly what's wrong. Exactly. It's gentle and it opens the door without pushing. Now, on the other side, if you're the one struggling, how do you actually say that in a natural way? A common one is, "I've been feeling a bit off lately," or "I'm not really myself these days." "Not myself" is such a beautiful phrase, honestly. It says something's different without needing a full explanation. Right. And if it's more serious, people often say, "I've been struggling," which is direct, but still not overly dramatic. Good word, struggling. It connects nicely to our mistakes episode, actually, where we talked about difficulty and setbacks. This is really the emotional side of that same idea. Exactly. Everything really does connect. Now, what if you're completely overwhelmed, like genuinely at your limit? You might say, "I'm at the end of my rope," which means you have no patience or energy left. Ooh, that's a strong one. Or connecting back to our time management episode, remember running on empty? Oh, right. That phrase works both for physical tiredness and emotional exhaustion. Exactly. It's flexible like that. Now, here's a mistake learners often make. They say, "I have stress," treating stress like an object you own. Oh, that one's tricky. It is. We usually say, I'm stressed, using it as an adjective, or I'm dealing with a lot of stress right now, if you want to use the noun form. Good distinction. Now, let's talk about the listening side. What do you say when someone opens up to you? First rule, don't immediately try to fix it. Just say, thanks for telling me, or I'm really glad you shared that with me. Such an important habit. A lot of people jump straight to advice, when honestly, people usually just want to feel heard first. Exactly. And there's a great phrase for that. I hear you, which just means you're acknowledging their feelings, not necessarily agreeing or solving anything yet. I hear you is so simple but so powerful. It really is. And if someone's really going through something hard, you might say, I'm here for you, or I've got your back. Got your back is such a warm phrase, like you're physically standing behind them, supporting them. Beautiful image. Now, what if you genuinely don't know what to say? Totally normal, by the way. You can just say, I don't really know what to say, but I'm here. Honestly, that's one of the most human, real responses possible. Admitting you don't have perfect words, but showing up anyway. Now, let's talk about small, everyday well-being habits, because mental health isn't only about crisis moments. It's also about daily maintenance. Right, like something as simple as, I'm taking a mental health day, which means taking time off specifically to rest your mind, not because you're physically sick. That phrase has become so common in workplaces now, and connecting back to our time management episode, it's basically a bigger version of recharging. Exactly. And there's also setting boundaries, which we touched on before too. Protecting your time and energy is really a mental health habit as much as a productivity one. Everything really is connected, isn't it? It genuinely is. Success, time, mistakes, and mental health. They're all pieces of the same bigger picture.
Let's talk about coping strategies for a second. What do people actually say about the things that help them feel better?
A common one is, I try to unwind by, followed by whatever helps you relax. I try to unwind by going for walks.
Unwind is such a gentle word, like slowly releasing tension, one turn at a time.
Exactly the image. There's also decompress, which is similar but a bit more intense, like releasing pressure after something really stressful.
Decompress always makes me think of a diver coming up slowly from deep water.
Great comparison, honestly. Now, what about when someone tells you they're not okay and you want to ask if they've gotten support? You might gently ask, have you been able to talk to anyone about it? That's much softer than directly asking, are you seeing a therapist? Good distinction. It leaves room for them to answer however they're comfortable, whether that's a friend, family member, or professional.
And if someone hasn't reached out yet, you could encourage them with, it might really help to talk to someone, even just once.
Gentle encouragement, not pressure. That's such an important balance in these conversations.
Definitely. Okay, I think that's a great foundation. Let's move to practice.
Okay, quick practice time. Imagine a friend says, I'm fine, but you can tell something's actually wrong. What would you say?
Pause the video and try responding out loud using today's phrases.
Here's a good option. You seem a little off today. No pressure, but I'm here if you want to talk.
Great use of seem a little off and I'm here. Gentle and non-pushy.
Exactly the tone that actually gets people to open up. All right, we've reached the halfway point.
If today's episode is resonating with you, do us a favor.
Hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this kind of content.
And subscribe if you're new. This is part 4 of our mini-series, connecting success, time, mistakes, and now mental well-being.
And in the comments, and this one's optional, no pressure, let us know, how do you usually check in on yourself?
No judgment at all here, just curious.
Let's put this into real situations. First scenario, checking in on a coworker who seems stressed.
Hey, you've seemed a bit overwhelmed lately. Is everything okay?
Second scenario, telling your boss you need a break. I've been feeling pretty burned out. Would it be okay to take a mental health day?
Nice callback to burned out from our time management episode.
Third, comforting a friend after a hard week. That sounds really tough. I'm really glad you told me.
Fourth, checking in on family. You've been quiet lately. Everything all right at home?
And fifth, being honest about your own struggles. Honestly, I haven't been myself lately, and I think I need to talk to someone.
That phrase, talk to someone, often means a therapist or counselor, and it's a completely normal, healthy thing to say.
Absolutely, and worth normalizing every single time we can.
Let's add a sixth, checking in with yourself at the end of a hard day. You might say to yourself, okay, today was rough, but I got through it, and that's enough for now.
That kind of gentle self-talk really matters. It's the internal version of everything we've been practicing with others.
Exactly, and it connects right back to something we said in the mistakes episode. How you talk to yourself matters just as much as how you talk to other people.
Let's do a full role play. Two friends catching up, one of them not doing so well. Just listen for the phrases.
Hey, how have you been?
Honestly, not great, if I'm being real with you.
Thanks for telling me. What's going on?
I've just been feeling really off lately. Work's been a lot, and I think I hit burnout without even realizing it.
That makes total sense, actually. You've had so much on your plate these past few months.
Yeah, and I keep telling myself I'm fine, but honestly, I've been running on empty for weeks.
I hear you. That sounds really exhausting.
It has been. I finally took a mental health day last week, just to breathe a little.
Good. Did it help?
A bit. I think I need to actually set some boundaries at work, not just take one day off and go right back to the same pace.
That's really smart. And hey, I'm here for you. Seriously. If you ever need to talk or just vent, I've got your back.
Thank you. That actually means a lot. Of course. And honestly, if it ever feels like more than we can handle together, there's no shame in talking to a professional either. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about that.
I think that's a really good, healthy step.
Thanks, Paul. Seriously.
Anytime. Truly.
All right, let's break that down.
So many phrases. Not great if I'm being real, feeling off, burnout, running on empty, I hear you, mental health day, setting boundaries, I'm here for you, got your back, talk to a professional.
10 phrases, and the whole conversation stayed warm and completely natural.
Let's go over some common mistakes with today's topic.
Mistake 1, I have stress. I'm stressed or I'm dealing with a lot of stress. We touched on this earlier, but it's worth repeating.
Mistake 2, I feel myself bad. I feel bad, or I'm not feeling myself. Myself only appears in the specific phrase not feeling myself, not as a general add-on.
Mistake 3, she has a depression. She has depression. No article needed for the condition itself in general speech.
Mistake 4, I am boring of everything. I'm bored with everything. Or, in a more serious context, I've lost interest in everything. Boring describes something that causes boredom. Bored describes how you feel.
Mistake 5, calm down yourself. Calm down. On its own. No extra reflexive pronoun needed.
Mistake 6, I need talk with someone. I need to talk to someone. Missing to before the verb and to not with before someone in this specific phrase.
Mistake 7, I feel down of myself. I feel down, full stop. Or I feel down about something specific. Down doesn't need of myself attached. It already describes your emotional state on its own.
Small fix, but it makes the sentence sound much more natural right away.
Let's work on pronunciation for today's trickier words.
First, overwhelmed. Notice the silent H. It's pronounced overwhelmed, not overwhelmed.
Next, anxious. Anxious. Just 2 syllables, even though it looks longer on paper.
And exhausted. Exhausted. With a Z sound in the middle, not an S sound.
Also, I'm here for you links together smoothly in natural speech. I'm here for you. Almost one flowing phrase, no hard stops between words.
Linking really does make everything sound warmer and more natural, especially with supportive phrases like this one. Let's review today's key phrases. Emily. Really doing.
asking for an honest answer, not just a greeting. Seem a little off, noticing someone isn't quite themselves. Not myself, feeling different from your usual self. Struggling, having real difficulty, emotionally or otherwise. At the end of my rope, completely out of patience or energy. Running on empty, exhausted, no energy left. Stressed, the correct adjective form, not have stress. I hear you, acknowledging someone's feelings. I'm here for you, offering support and presence. Got your back, showing loyal, reliable support. Mental health day, a day off specifically to rest your mind. Setting boundaries, protecting your time and energy.
Let's go deeper into some individual words. 1. Anxious. Adjective. Feeling worried or nervous. She felt anxious before the exam. 2. Overwhelmed. Adjective. Feeling like there's more than you can handle. From the time management episode. He felt overwhelmed by everything on his plate. 3. Cope. Verb. To deal with a difficult situation. It's important to find healthy ways to cope with stress. 4. Vulnerable. Adjective. Willing to show emotional weakness. Also mentioned in the mistakes episode. It takes courage to be vulnerable with someone. 5. Isolated. Adjective. Feeling alone or disconnected from others. He felt really isolated after moving to a new city. 6. Supportive. Adjective. Providing comfort and encouragement. My family has always been really supportive. 7. Therapy. Noun. Professional treatment for mental or emotional difficulties. She started therapy last year and it's really helped. 8. Self-care. Noun. Actions taken to protect and improve your own well-being. Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. 9. Burnout. Noun. Complete exhaustion from prolonged stress. From the time management episode. He experienced burnout after months of overworking. 10. Empathy. Noun. The ability to understand and share someone else's feelings. She listened with so much empathy. So that completes our 4-part mini-series. Success, time management, mistakes, and now mental health and well-being.
And honestly, looking back at all 4 episodes together, there's a clear thread running through everything.
There really is. You set goals for success. You manage your time and energy to get there sustainably. You make mistakes and recover along the way. And underneath all of it, your mental well-being is what makes the whole thing possible.
It's really the foundation, isn't it? Without it, none of the other stuff holds up very well.
Exactly. So this week, try one small thing. Genuinely check in on yourself or on someone you care about, using the phrases from today.
Even something as simple as, "No, but how are you really doing?"
That one question could genuinely change someone's whole day.
It really could. And hey, if you've been fine on autopilot for a while now, like me, maybe it's worth checking in on that too.
Are you doing okay, by the way? Genuinely?
Honestly, yeah. Better, actually, after these last few weeks of talking about all this stuff out loud.
I'm really glad to hear that.
Thanks, Em.
If you've enjoyed this whole mini-series, like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what topic you'd like us to explore next.
Until next time,
Keep learning, keep checking in, and we'll see you in the next episode.